Hello, everyone. You're watching SGTV. I'm your host, Indraneet Basu. Today we have former India player, captain, selector, Mr. Anshuman Gaekwad. Sir, welcome to SGTV. Good to see you.
Thank
And
you.
you are really
Thank you.
tight on your schedule, and you still found time. Thanks a lot. A very warm welcome to SGTV.
My pleasure, Indranil. Always my pleasure.
Uh, uh, you know, just hours before the great World Test Championship, we don't know whether it's going to be a washout. We don't know how things are going to move forward. Overcast conditions. Are you happy with the team overall, the playing 11 which has been given? Are you able to hear me, sir? Are you able to hear me, sir? We are talking to Anshuman Gaekwad, sir, who's been the coach of the Indian team, who's been the selector, manager, and also a great player. A big batsman. He's just joined us, giving us his inputs on the game, which is yeah. So there was little technical this thing. So you know, just hours before the final, overcast condition being talked about. There could be possibly a lot of rain that may play a spoiled sport. So, what's your thoughts on the playing 11 which the Indian team announced a day earlier?
Yeah, I think it's a great combination, great team, and I think it's well thought. The 11 that the Indian team has picked. I think they are looking at very positive things to happen, and not doesn't look like they are, you know, looking at any kind of pressure of WTC.
But when the conditions are overcast, so you have
Yeah.
two spinners. So it is justified to have two spinners on the side at this side?
Yeah, yeah. See, I believe in one thing. If you have three pace bowlers, which are quality fast bowlers, and they have done their job, they are experienced fast bowlers, and you need experience in these kind of conditions. And when you're playing a test match, and that too a championship match,
Yeah.
if you have the fourth one or a fifth one, if three can't do the job in the fourth one and fifth one, I think it's hard to say that they will do the job.
Yeah.
But when you have a balanced team, Ashwin does not need, or Jadeja does not need helpful wickets. If it is there, fine. But if they are not there, they still lose the job. And they have done that earlier. So having
Absolutely.
variety is more important, according to me, than just pace bowlers. And if you look at pace bowlers like the New Zealanders relying heavily on their pace attack, India has got variety. And unless you have pace bowlers like the West Indies had in 70s, where they didn't require any spinners, each one was bowling at 150, 160, 170 K. So that was a different ball game. But
But
at the moment, and Southampton, as we in the what we have heard is, it does take a turn on the fourth or fifth day.
yeah,
Of course, depending on the weather and conditions. But considering that, I think it's a very good choice.
it's a very good choice, says Anshuman Gaikwad, sir. Sir, but what about declaring the team a day earlier? Is it a good strategy? Is it
I,
something to tell the players
uh,
you just sleep well, you're playing tomorrow? How does it work?
Indranil, when I was the coach of the Indian team, we used to declare 12, not 11, the previous day. That
Okay.
was just to, sort of give some kind of a time for preparation for the players mentally. And cricket is a mental game, meaning you talk about any at any level. It's all mental. And to prepare them mentally that they are playing a game tomorrow, that's the only idea that you think of, deciding the earlier day. But otherwise, everybody is prepared mentally to play. Once you are there, you are there to play. If you're not playing, it's a different issue. But mentally, you have to be prepared that I might be playing. Meaning, I'll tell you about my case when I played first for India. When I made my debut, I was told that I'm playing only after the toss. by Nawab Patodi. So I had only half an hour to prepare myself, and that too against mighty West Indians, with 100,000 people, spectators watching and making noise in Calcutta Eden Gardens. So what are we talking about mental preparation? You have to be prepared that you are playing. If you're not playing, it's fine.
Once you're in the team, you have to be ready. You have to be,
Yes,
and that's why you're picked. You're match fit. That's why you're picked. Otherwise, you wouldn't have been there. But coming to that, the point about overcast condition, there could be rain playing spoil sport. What should we do? Shouldn't we have a reserve day on such on such big finals?
I think they have a reserve day, Indranil. They have kept a 6 day as a reserve day for this test match.
Yeah, they have.
In case such things do occur. But England, you never know. It might rain for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, or intermittently as well. Meaning the weather is very unpredictable in England. When you see all 3 seasons in a day. So, you keep a reserve day also. I don't know. It all depends on the weather.
And a lot of people have spoken about best of 3 finals. So do you also support that?
I think it is, that would be better in the real. I'll tell you why. Because see, if you look at the Test Championship, the league phase, who played the maximum? England.
Yeah.
New Zealand played the least amount of matches, and they are in the finals. India topped the league, and they are in the finals. They are not champions. So having done all that and reached the finals, then it's best thing to have best of 3, and at neutral venues, not in India and not in New Zealand. I think that would give a better chance to both the teams to prove themselves a better side or a champion side of the world.
But sir, in England, the main concern is how to negotiate swing bowling. So how useful is how important would be the feet movement for batsmen?
In England, Indranil, it's unlike any other country. It's any other country like Australia, West Indies, South Africa, India, Pakistan, you name it. England is different condition, different pitches. The ball always does something or the other. Depending on, again, the overcast conditions. It seams a lot, it swings a lot. And, it is important that you use your feet there. Play as late as possible. Play as close to the body as possible. These are 3-4 things which you need to really keep in mind and know your off stump well. So these are 3-4 things which you need to do, because if you don't use your feet and you think that you can stand and deliver the way you do it in India or third world countries, no, it's going to be difficult because you're allowing the ball to do something. But if you use your feet, you're cutting down on that swing, you're cutting down on that seam, and you're much better off. You're much in control.
Yeah.
So it is extremely important to use your feet in England.
But sir, coming to our fast bowlers, we have like in the 15, we have 4-5 of them. So and the Indian team management, they have managed these talent pool of fast bowlers so well. Keeping them fresh, keeping them in good humor. Whenever they've given the ball, they have performed. So how do you see this challenge? This Indian team, the bowling department, as you mentioned, they are quite capable of taking those 20 wickets. It all boils down to how many runs you put on the board. But talking about our management, our coaching panel, what sort of role do you see them playing? They're playing been playing a very, very, very stupendous role. But how do you see their role as coaches? How the way they managed to keep the players in good humor? How do you see their role?
Well, that's the main thing the coaches have to do.
Yeah.
Or the support staff has to do.
Yeah.
Because you can take the horse to the water, but you can't drink it for the horse.
Yeah.
The horse has to drink himself. So the same thing. The coaches, once they make the players ready, keep them focused, keep them in good humor, keep them relaxed. Their WTC should not work on their mind. It's like any other test match. You're playing against New Zealand. So these are important things that you need to keep them relaxed mentally and focused as well.
Yeah.
The thought process has to be right, getting into the game, and the planning has to be there with a lot of adjustment required as and when the time goes. So, the coaching staff is something what they need to focus or they need to monitor. These are the only things what they can do once the match starts.
So once the match would start, who would be your favorite?
I
Considering
would
New
say,
Zealand, New
though,
Zealand
though,
have been
though,
playing in
Internal,
England.
though New Zealand has played 2 Test matches, and I would say that New Zealand conditions are very similar to England conditions. But the kind of balance Indian team has got, whether it is batters, bowlers, and the all-rounders, I think India has got a lot more depth in their batting and a proven batting order. Meaning, if you talk about Ashwin or Jadeja batting at number 7, number 8, and go and get 100 in a Test match, I think you can't ask more than that. But as against that, New Zealand, they are relying heavily on their bowling, their pace attack. But the batters haven't done that well consistently, if you saw against England. Meaning we had this Conway who got a double 100. But thereafter, nothing to talk about. Similarly, consistency-wise, the New Zealand batsmen, if you see, are not as consistent as the Indian batsmen. Moreover, look at the Indian spinners versus the New Zealand batsmen. New Zealand batsmen have not been comfortable against the spinners, Indian spinners, especially Ashwin. So, considering overall, I think India has an upper hand. Of course, this we talk when I say that India has an upper hand is given normal conditions where you play to your potential, whether it's batting or bowling. But if you play below your potential, then anything can happen.
Anything can happen. But sir, this rule about joint winners, if you don't reach, you can't reach to a decision. So joint winners, are you comfortable with that sort of rule which ICC has created?
I don't agree to this. Having slogged the entire year,
Yeah.
the entire championship, league phase, whatever you call, and looking forward to the finals and to be the world champion in Test cricket, I think it will be futile if you have to share the trophy. You have to be a winner. And according to me, India should have been winner because they are topping the table, topping the league table.
Yeah. But this is not going to happen because they keep changing the rule. There was a time when ICC talked about having test matches, for 4-day test matches. There was a proposal also once. They keep changing the rule with time and again, which is little confusing. It's very tough to keep a track. Like I made a mistake while talking about the reserve day, because it comes to your mind when you have such natural sort of disorder. I mean, calamity like rainfall, heavy rainfall could happen possibly, could play spoil sport. So that's why we talk about the reserve day. But sir, tell me something. How was those days before I end the show? When you had a reserve day, when you had a rest day during test matches, how it used to be those days?
No, it was very normal. We didn't know. We never played 5 days at a stretch. At least when
Yeah.
we were playing,
Yeah.
day is also there ensuring that there is a
Are you able to hear us, sir? We're talking to Anshuman Gaekwad, sir. He's just telling us about the reserve day, that how things should move forward. And it was so different in the earlier years when they had a rest day where they could go and take some time off from cricket and come back strong. And those were the golden days. But for the current situation, we are a few hours away from the great World Test Championship, and we are all waiting. It's going to be a great weekend for all of us, starting from Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We hope good cricket happens, and we want to see as Indians, India lifting that trophy, because they have been number one side for quite some time over the last 5 years, consistently being in that sort of situation at top, being the top ranked team, which is quite incredible. Till New Zealand recently, they beat England and became number one. India were number two just before the final started. And a lot of people said that in New Zealand they have an edge over England, but I beg to differ, because Indian team, they've done all the bulk of good work, as Anshuman Gaekwad sir was saying, and it was really not going to be good if a joint winner happens because of no play because of rain. So that's why the reserve day is very important. They have it for this particular test match, for this particular final. We're struggling to get back to Gaikwad. So it looks, and unfortunately, we have to end the show abruptly. I hope he joins back. We're waiting for him to get a signing off comment. He just shared what he told us about. He wrapped it up very nicely by saying that Indian team, they are right on top in terms of everything. They have the variety, they have the pace, they have the skills, they have the good batsmen to put the scores on board, on the scoreboard. It's going to be one hell of a final. Unfortunately, Gaikwad sir is struggling to join us. We'll be back tomorrow, and hopefully there will be some action later today, and we'll enjoy and sit back and enjoy the Friday evening with a lot of. I think he's back. Yes. Sorry, I was about to end the show. I thought it's going to be a little tough. But signing off before we sign off, said the reserve day during your time and what you guys did.
Well, we are not used to reserve day. We never had a reserve day. We had a rest day.
Rest day. Sorry. Yes. Yes.
But not a reserve day. But I think ICC is trying to make Test cricket a lot more competitive, a lot more popular. Since the one days and T20 has been introduced, and that's why probably they're trying to make it result oriented, and that's why they have a reserve day now than earlier. So there is nothing wrong, but hopefully the weather doesn't play.
Are you able to hear us, sir? Are you able to hear me? Yeah. So just wanted to wrap the show up, and
I can hear you.
Before, I just want to ask one last question. We are seeing Ravi Shastri doing a great job, as you mentioned, rightly said, and now we're also seeing Rahul Dravid. He is taking the ODI team, which is a great sign again for Indian cricket, having two sides playing almost simultaneously. The team which is going to Sri Lanka, he's going to be the manager, he's going to be the coach of the team. So how do you see Rahul Dravid coming into the fold?
No, good, extremely good. Yes, he has the experience, he has the knowledge, and he knows exactly what one needs to do to be successful. And he's connected with cricket overall. All this time since he gave up, he has been connected with cricket all the time.
Yeah.
Because he's a director in NCA, and he knows exactly how the game is progressing even today.
Yeah.
So considering all that, I think it's the right choice.
Absolutely. So thanks a lot for coming on SGTV, sharing your views. Hopefully when we win, we'll bring you again and we'll discuss a lot of cricket, which may happen. Hopefully it will happen. We are keeping our fingers crossed. Thanks a lot, sir, for coming on SGTV. See you later.
Pleasure,
Thank you, sir.
Bye. Okay. Thank you.
Bye.